Hi everybody, it's Ann Patchett and Sparky Van Devender and Elyse Adler at Parnassus Books. It's the post-holiday edition of the Laydown Tuesday, the mellow edition. Lindsay and Rayanne are on vacation and we're just having a quiet, that we can get rid of this now. You want to take your menorah off?
I have to. This is a moment.
This is a moment?
This is a moment.
Do you want to leave? Would you feel safer leaving it on?
I've got to do it at some point. This is it.
Before they actually start to take root in your head.
All right, goodbye till next year.
Goodbye. You know, Elyse and I have been friends. How long have we been friends?
I think about 302 years.
About 302 years. So we thought that today we would just tell you all the things that we're grateful for. No, we won't tell you all the things we're grateful for because then we'd be here all day, but we're gonna just tell you some of the things that we're grateful for. You wanna start?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, without being too sappy right off the bat, I'm really so grateful for you. And I'm grateful for...
Come here. I'm grateful for you too.
Anne and Karen Hayes for dreaming up this incredible store. And I also want to acknowledge the best staff of any bookstore, independent or otherwise, on the planet. And for the job that I have here, it's such a great place. And I also want to say, and maybe I'll talk a little bit about this later, the customers that we have, both who come through our door and order from us online, I am so grateful for all of those folks. And also for your book, but we're going to talk about that later too. So I just want to right off the bat say thanks to all the people, all of you included, and maybe especially.
I feel like you just got all the good ones. You got all.
Wait, I have some more.
You got all the good gratitude. I am so grateful to all the customers who came in the store, who shop local. All over, wherever you are, thank you for supporting your little local businesses. Thank you to our amazing staff that just like you worked their little fingers to the bones. The person that you'll never meet when you come into Parnassus Books is Peter King, who opens all the boxes. And I was in the back with Pete the other day, the king of the shop dogs, and he said the staff, the booksellers are killing it. And I said, they really seem to be. And he said, they don't seem to be, they are. And I was like,
alrighty then.
Yes, Peter, you're right. You're right. They are. And I am just, I'm blown away by how hard everybody has worked and what everybody accomplished. And also, I want to say I'm very grateful to the staff for selling my book and for selling the little shop dog book, which goes to the Parnassus Foundation, and also to all of you for buying it. So thank you. You're keeping the lights on both here at Parnassus and at my house.
When I was thanking everyone, I forgot the shop dogs, but don't tell them. Thank goodness for the shop dogs.
They work so hard.
They work so hard, and they have to put up with all of us who continually pet them in order to keep our spirits up and to keep going, and they are just always there for us.
Marley had to jump through a hula hoop so many times over the holidays. Yeah. She had a sore paw for a couple of days. Okay, I want to say that I am really grateful that we live in a country where the books that are sitting very near the top or on the very top of the bestseller list are these two books. Amanda Gorman, when they say that the bestseller list is fiction and poetry, they don't mean it. They mean it's fiction because there aren't any poetry books on the bestseller list. And yet Amanda Gorman's book, Call Us What We Carry, has been #1. She puts the poetry back into the fiction and poetry list. And what I love is that it's not there because she's famous and she's beautiful. It's there because she is an amazing poet. And this is such a great book, and the reviews have been deservedly terrific. And then the 1619 Project at the top of the nonfiction list, wrestling with Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters for that #1 spot.
Okay, so I have a lot of books that I am very grateful for, and I will get to some of those. But the first thing I want to say is I have a 92-year-old mom who's fantastic, has had a little bit of a difficult time this past year. And I brought her Mel Brooks, the new Mel Brooks memoir. And every day now, the deal was I gave it to her as a gift, and I said, hey, when you're done, I'd love to read it. Okay, so I have been going every day to see her. Every day I hear how hard she has laughed, how happy she is. And then yesterday she informed me that, you know, I will let you read this book, but when I'm finished, I need to read it again. And then I'll give it to you. I was like, okay, thanks, Mel. If you're watching, I'm sure you are.
I hope you are.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
that makes me want to read that book.
Everybody should read the book.
Everybody should read the book.
Everybody should read the book and get a laugh.
I know you're probably sick of me talking about Sorrow and Bliss by Meg Mason, but let me tell you, this is one of the things that I'm so grateful for this year, because I read this book by an Australian author I did not know, and I blurbed it, and then I got a thank you note from Meg Mason, and then I wrote her a note back to tell her how much I loved her book. And now Meg Mason is like my bestie, and she sends me voice notes from Australia. She records these little voice notes on her phone.
And then text
And
you.
then, well, she didn't text me because I don't have a phone, but I can listen to them on my computer, and it's the very best thing ever. So I'm really grateful that because of this book, I'm friends with Meg Mason.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with just a few of my, here.
No, let me get this because you've got
I
coffee
got
here.
coffee. All right,
Here, I can hold them up.
so this has been the most, I don't know, it's every year it gets more and more amazing. I don't know, it's like every one I read, the last one I read is my new
No,
favorite.
it's true. It's true.
So Lori Frankel, 1, 2, 3.
Mhm.
We can just go through this.
Okay.
Chang Rayley, My Year Abroad.
Love
Oh my
this
gosh.
book. Love this book. Feel like this book somehow didn't get its due for how fantastic it is.
It's so wonderful on about 15 different levels. It's complex, yet it's accessible. The writing is beautiful.
And kind of pyrotechnic, sweeping and engaging.
Yeah,
It's just not like anything else. Not like anything else.
not like anything else. So Louise Erdrich, The Sentence.
Always.
Yeah. So Susan Orlean, I do want to say about this book. So this is essays, all different kinds of animals. She's so funny. She is an amazing writer. I have given this book to maybe a half a dozen people at least, because people want something that makes them feel good, that makes them laugh, that is not too heavy, not too serious. They're all in a hurry. You can just read an essay, put it down, feel good, go about your business, and then come back to it.
And at the same time, they're super smart.
So smart.
So smart. Like you can feel good and you can laugh out loud, but you learn things and they're just brilliant. My pal, Amor.
Amor Tolls, Lincoln Highway. I don't know, we sold
1 billion?
at least.
Yeah.
And everybody comes in, everybody loves it. Everybody loves it. So Amor Tolls. And plus, if you haven't, it is on our website. Ann Padgett in conversation with Amor, or Amor in conversation with Ann.
Twice.
We talk about smart and talk about fun. Just saying.
And you know what else I love about a book like this is that it's keeping independent booksellers all across the country in business. Like when somebody writes a book like this, it's such a present to bookstores because, again, Amor Tolls, keeping the lights on. Okay, I want to say that I have 2 friends. On the Tuesday after Christmas, when nobody publishes a book, I have 2 friends who I'm so grateful for, who have books out today. My beloved Don Hall, who died in 2018. I love Don Hall so much. His essays, of course his poetry, But this is a book that came out in 1992 with Ticknor and Fields, the long ago defunct Ticknor and Fields. And Godine has repackaged it, renamed it, and now it's called Old Poets. Essays about old poets. I know there are 4 of you out there who are very interested. Dee Dee, I'm sending this one to you, so don't go and buy it. And my beloved Jackie Woodson, the person really in all the world who I wish was my biological sister, other than my biological sister, Jackie Woodson, The Year I Learned to Fly. Gorgeous.
Okay, I just want to, going back to the customers, I have 2 things I want to say about our most incredible customers. One is, you know, during the holidays, and there are so many people in the store, and they have so many different specific interests. And I will say that the staff, again, if you can find the right staff person, if they're available, they're so smart. And everyone has, you know, their area of expertise. But if they're busy and you can't find them, and I was in the section in business, and actually this happened more than a handful of times. There was a customer. I'm showing the person all the books in a certain area of their interest, and the customer starts hand selling and saying, oh, tell me a little bit about, you know, what you're interested in, or that person on your list. And then they're selling the books that are on the shelf. And this did happen quite a few times. So thank you, all of those customers. I also want to say, for those of you who watch these videos, I was so tickled because I was helping a woman and I noticed that she had the cookbook, Jew-ish.
Love that.
Of course, my favorite. And I said, I acknowledged that she had that. I said, I love that book. And she said, yeah, you know, I'm buying this because somebody with a menorah on their head recommended it on your video. And so I pulled down my mask and I said, well, that would be me. Anyway, we're BFFs, we're having coffee next week.
I love that.
It's great. So thank you to everyone who watches these.
And I'm so grateful to the customers for being flexible, because this is the story of the night before Christmas, when somebody walks in and says, you know, I desperately want to buy X for my grandmother, and we're like, we're out of X, how about Y? And they're like, Y, we love Y, it's every bit as good. Thank you so much. And I also want to say, as somebody who was the biggest Joan Didion fan ever, and have read every single one of Joan Didion's books, and really have been my whole life has been informed by Joan Didion. I'm so grateful that the way people celebrate her life is to come in looking for a copy of Slouching Towards Bethlehem. And I'm reading about Joan Didion, I'm gonna come to my bookstore. Oh, by the way, we're all out of Joan Didion books, but they'll be back really soon.
I also want to say thanks to the local authors, and I can't list you all because then we would be here till nighttime. I guess we could stay in our bathrobes. But I do want to acknowledge the Lynn Buckley put together the most amazing book about the history of Warner Parks, and we could not keep that in. I mean, I think we sold hundreds, and it was and continues to be an amazing story. And people, that was one of those people, you know, when you go to Kroger for butter or something and you end up buying $3,000 worth of groceries. I think everybody who came in for something ended up leaving with a copy of that book.
Yeah.
You know, it was interesting because if they're already from here, maybe they think they know the history, they're giving it to somebody else who maybe not, you know, they aren't from here, but they should know because it's fascinating. And I think Lynn can tell these historic pieces like nobody's business, and it makes it so interesting and accessible.
I bought that book the first day it came into the store, brought it home. 2 days later, my stepson and his wife were visiting, and they were like, wait a minute, and they left with the book, and then I got a second copy for myself, and that's the way it will go and go.
Yeah. So, you know, maybe we're coming to an end, but you know, again, I'm grateful for all of you, all of the wonderful customers, the fact that I get to work for the best independent bookstore on the planet.
Thank you for being here. And 2021, a mixed bag. But there were a lot of great books, and there's so many great books coming in 2022, and we really look forward to seeing you all year long. Thanks so much.
Can I say one more thing
Yeah,
before
sure.
you hit that button?
Uh-huh.
Because, I usually talk about events, and we are starting events back up. Next Monday, Carolyn Fausel will be here. I don't need to go into all of them because there are many. Please go ahead and check our website, and I'll be grateful for that. And then I'll be grateful for seeing you come to all of them, whether they're virtual or in the store.
And I should just say one more too, which is I'm grateful for Sarah, who's behind the
Thank you,
camera
Sarah.
and doing such a great job. Thank you, Sarah. Bye, everybody.
Bye.